Hello everyone, thanks so much for being here. Barbara and I are here to do a quick update for 2020. We want to start out by thanking you so much for being a part of our volunteer team and being instrumental and so trustworthy and helpful as we make a lot of transitions into the new year, and for helping support our client services department.
I too want to strongly thank you for the time you put in at the front desk. I thought it would be easier if we just did a really informal video that you could watch when you come in to volunteer, so that we wouldn't take time away from your other activities by scheduling a meeting. And it's a lot quicker too for all of us. I thought you might just appreciate it if we kind of update you on a video. But most of all, I want to thank you for your time that you put in with us. I want to thank you for your volunteering on the front desk. And as we go into 2020, just a couple of things that I want to talk to you about and bring to your attention, and then I think Rebecca will play off of these. She may have some things to say too. Again, it's really informal. So we had a really good year in 2019. I think our programs went really well. We were able to expand programs, and Shanna was able to expand some programs with staffing, which is wonderful, and Rebecca is able to oversee and help and play a part of these programs. So the amount of children we were able to help in 2019, we are very proud of, and we'll have more of those numbers if you want to see the outcomes of 2019. They're about ready. They're not ready yet, but they're calculating everything and getting everything ready. And I think it's a good idea for them to see those.
Yes, absolutely. And we are close on those numbers. We want to remind you that as these programs are growing, that no task is too small, that everything you come into the office and do is extremely helpful to us, even if it may not seem like a big task for a front office. If you have a question about the purpose or the function of anything that you're doing, please feel free to come to myself or Shanna or Barbara and ask about what you're doing and how it helps us continue to grow the organization and support the families we're serving.
And I've said this over the past few years, but I do want to remind y'all, I may look like I'm gone a lot or really busy, or the door's almost shut, or the door's shut, or whatnot. My office is always open, so if you need to come and talk to me about something, feel free to do so. Let's kind of get the housekeeping out of the way first.
Sure.
Let's do that. I do want to bring a couple of things to your attention that have been brought to my attention. And so as we look back over 2019, we want to remind everyone that you are the voice of the storehouse in many ways. That a lot of times that the people that are calling in, they are calling in and not coming in, and so perception and opinions are being formed with that phone etiquette. So we have had no complaints that I know of, but I just want to remind you that it's really important to us because there's a lot going on behind the scenes. We are out increasing programs, we are out contacting donors, we are out setting appointments, we are doing things, and these folks are going to be calling in. And so of course we need your help, and we know it's not a problem. We just want to make sure that we remind you of that and how important you are to us. Same way with the families coming in. We need to make sure that, in which I think we have, and we do a really good job at, need to make sure that anyone coming in the front door is greeted with a smile. And whether or not they came in last month or the last 6 months, whatnot, we are not there to judge or to make them feel uncomfortable in any way. And so it's really important that regardless of what their requests are or how many times they've come in or what their situation may be, that we show tremendous patience with them, and that we are very, very kind to them in coming in. There's nothing worse than adding tension and stress to tension and stress that's already there.
Absolutely.
So, and I think, overall, everybody does a really good job. There's sometimes that everybody has a bad day or whatnot, and we understand that. If you need to take a break, or somebody has come in and they have been a challenge, or you've tried everything, or you guys have tried everything, So you need to go take a break for 10 or 15 minutes and have a cup of coffee and sit down. You may have to make that coffee, but you are welcome to do that kind of thing.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
that communication is huge. And with that being said, I do have something I need to bring up, and I want to bring it up across the board to everyone. And because I think that just talking about this will help quite a bit. I have received a complaint, and that complaint did come out of Christmas House and did come from a board member. And it was, the observation was made that as some of the families were being taken through, or the clients were being taken through, that there was some shortness on the side of our volunteers that were helping take families around. There was some shortness, and there was some tones that were used that were a little, I would say, could possibly make the families that were going through uncomfortable. And I know that when we get to the Christmas House, and it's the final icing on the cake for the year. So I'm talking about all programs, any programs we do, any interaction we do with families and with clients, but I'm going to use this as an example. So as an example here, it was observed that the families that went through with the volunteer that we were a little bit short with, the families, we rushed them through a little bit too fast. And some of us, which you all know that I'm a real black and white kind of person, but I also realize that my personality, I have to take a deep breath and say, okay, I've got to put the smile on the face that may not just come naturally. Some people have it. I have to make sure I'm patient with these folks. And number one, the big thing for me is that we do not stand in judgment of anyone coming
Absolutely.
through. And if they're not going through as fast as we want, that's okay. If we're not making the deadlines of the structure that we've been given, that's okay. If we're going to run a little bit over in our time, that's okay. But it's really important to me that we project an attitude of total acceptance and positiveness and friendliness anytime we interact with these folks.
Sure, absolutely. And I think ultimately making sure that we really focus on the client experience as we continue to move forward, both from a front desk perspective and our special programs, making sure that those families know that they're valued and they're seen and they're understood when they come in, and that we're giving them a positive experience all around.
And I'm certain that on this particular instance that, that perhaps it was a bad day or whatnot, so I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. And as we are coming into 2020, I want everyone to understand that I am, and we are the advocates for the people that we help, and we are on their team and we are on their side. And when maybe somebody is losing patience or is not able to project
Sure.
that positive support, it may be better if we put them in a different volunteer job within the organization. And so we don't want to get to a point of having a meeting one-on-one with anybody, but and we hope that doesn't happen. We just want to make sure that everybody is on the same page about when we come in and we're sitting behind the desk and someone walks in, it really helps to just kind of give a smile and, hey, how are you? And if somebody's on the phone with you and somebody's waiting there and that person on the phone is going on and on and on and you're trying to get off, it's really okay to ask them to hold a second, and then for the volunteer to come get one of us.
Absolutely.
And finish the phone call, and then we'll help with whatever.
Sure.
But it's that projection. It's the way we treat folks. So again, this is just a little something I wanted to bring up in a very casual setting, and I'm sure it'll be nipped to the bud. We won't hear any more of this. So I want to stress how thankful I am personally, how thankful the staff is, and how much you help us. Man, you guys help us
Absolutely.
a tremendous amount. Please feel free if you have any questions.
My door is always open.
Yeah. And again, you could tell how casual this is and this was. I hope it helps, and I hope it anytime, maybe we'll try this in 2020 a couple of times in the year. If we have updates or something we need to change or talk to y'all as a group, we'll try it this way and see if it works.
Thank you all so much for your time. Barbara, thank you for yours. We appreciate your support.